What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's very rare that I do these intros for a video, but today I am doing a guide or how to play Baptiste. I don't know how many hours I have now, but I have quite a few. I thought it'd be kind of fun again to make these videos, and I'm kind of miss him. We're making Doomfist 1, the Ana 1 and the Genji, and now we are on Baptiste. As you can see, I have a lot of hours on Ana and Baptiste. Ana I have the most on, and I did a guide on her already. And now I want to make it on Baptiste because they are my favorite heroes to play as support. And they're just all around, honestly, the best you can play, in my opinion. So this guide is going to be probably from bronze players up until, I'll say, plat, maybe the beginning of diamond. But if you are diamond, then you probably already know what there is, or what I'm going to say at least. I'm currently diamond 5 on support, and I have peaked overall on masters 5. As always, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel if you enjoy this type of content and if you want to see more like this. If there's a hero you want me to do next, then let me know down in the comments. I will try and do him. I was thinking maybe next I do Sig or Rhine. But let's get into it. Most people probably already know this, but if you hit directs more than you hit floor, then you actually heal more. Very simple thing, but you want to try and hit your directs as it gives more healing. Now, if there's someone nearby, he will also get healing, as you can see here, as it has a huge AoE effect. So he will still get healing. But you can also hit the ground if you want to heal, but I would recommend hitting the character. It's a very simple thing, but you want to hit the person more than you hit the ground. It gives more healing, and it's just something you should always do. Now let's move on to his abilities, and we are going to start with the Regenerative Burst. And there's some ground rules you kind of want to make sure that you always sort of do or have in mind when you use this ability. Okay, let's move on to Baptiste's abilities, and we are going to start with the Regenerative Burst. And there's some ground rules you kind of have to do, and this isn't, you should have in the back of your mind all the time when you use this or when you're about to use it. And the first thing is, if they're under 50% health, then they receive 80 instant healing. And if they're above 50% health, then they receive 40 instant healing. So you want to make sure that they're under 50% health, because then you heal them more and you get more healing, and it's just better overall. And then you don't waste it as well, because if it hits 40, then you might as well hit him with right click. There's no point in using the Regenerative Burst. And also the amount of people you are hitting. Let's say this bot here, he's under the health now. I wouldn't use my healing on this unless it's super critical, unless I know if I don't shoot him next or hit him with my shift, then he's gonna die. I know somehow I can't hit him with my right click. I know if I don't do anything, he's gonna die. So I would use my shift, but you could honestly just right click him. I don't see a situation where you won't be able to do that unless you need to reload. If you need to reload, then I feel like it's okay to use your shift. And remember, this ability is on a 15-second cooldown, so you don't want to waste this. You don't want to waste Baptiste's kit. It's very strong and very oppressive. I would say you could use it on 2 people if they're critical, but again, it's an AoE effect, and if you can hit him with the AoE effect for both, then you could also heal him up fully. There's not really a need to hit him with the shift here, again, unless you know, okay, if I don't do anything, they're gonna die. But then again, you could just right click him and heal him like that. So the next thing is, you should try and hit him if there's 3 people. Yes, you could also do it with 2, but I feel like to use it better, then you should try and use your shift on 3 people. That's what I would say, at least, because you could just keep him up with your gun normally. You have to kind of also think yourself, depending on the situation. But 3 people, I think, is good. A different reason why you might also use it is for yourself, and that would be when you're very low, like near death. The other healer can't heal you, you can't go behind cover, you need to stay alive. Then you should use it on yourself when you are like 50 to 60 health, or if you know, if I don't use it, I'm gonna die, and you don't want to use your E on it. That's almost a waste to use your E on it, unless you know you're gonna die as well. Now his shift does also heal for 40 health over time, and it's 10 per second, so for 4 seconds it's gonna heal for 40. Now his shift or his Regenerative Burst I wouldn't really use on 1 person at all, really, unless I know if I don't act now, if I can't reload or anything. If I don't have any ammo, then I would use my shift on that 1 person, but that's rare that really happens. That's very situational. But if there's 3 people, that's kind of where you would use it, 3 and up. I think myself, that's when I do it. But yeah, his shift is very situational. You kind of have to think for yourself, do I have to use it or not? Another reason I would use his shift is for when a tank is getting really low and they need that extra health to come back up to full. Then I would use a shift, because you can just shift it and combo it with your right click and he would heal up. Not really much to say of it. It's a situational ability that you kind of have to gauge yourself a little bit. When do I use it? But use some of these pointers to kind of use it when you need to. Now, instead of going over his E, I would go over now his Exo Boots, which is not something you want to spam, just use whenever you can. You kind of have to be not too tactical about it, but so some ways you have to use it, and don't just spam it and you jump out of cover and you get shot, right? I see a lot of people do that. Don't do that. You want to use it to get high ground, of course. You can shoot down from above or heal from above, whatever you need to, right? Take a different angle or something. That's the only movement he really has, so use it when you need to, of course. Like I said, you don't want to spam it. It's good for dodging abilities, countering dive a little bit. Winston jumps you, you can just jump up here. He's now down there. Same Genji, if he dives you can just jump around him and he will get really confused. You can also dodge shadow like this, actually. If you know Reinhardt has shadow, then you can hold down your control button or whatever your button is. He shatters, you can actually jump over it. And you can throw your lamp and heal him up all you need to, but you can actually dodge it like that. Hopefully that explains his control or his Exo Boots enough. Not much to go around it, just don't use it too much, I would say. Try and use it as a dodge ability and to get high ground. That's really just it. Now let's move on to his E. His E has the same trajectory as his right click. If you don't know how to throw it, let's say I wanted to land here. I don't know how to do that. Use your right click first and then throw it. See, it actually lands the same spot. So if you know where your right click is gonna land, I know if I shoot here and I'm gonna heal my tank. If I need to throw my E, then you just do the same thing. You kind of use the same mentality and thought process to the E and it'll land there as well. And yeah, his lamp is actually LOS based. So if I throw it here, it will all be protected and they won't be able to die. But then of course the enemy right here will be able to shoot it down and they'll still die, right? So instead of throwing it down in the open, you want to throw it behind cover just like this. The enemy can't shoot it and your team will be protected and you can heal them up as so. And yeah, it's really simple, but I even forget to do this sometimes because of the intense situations and they just need to be protected for a little bit. But again, it'd be better, of course, if you did it behind cover. Same goes for ultimates. If they throw an ultimate down, just like grab, your whole team is grabbed. Right here, they grabbed, you can throw it here. You can throw it right here and they will be protected. Grab will be protected and they can't shoot it. Look, if they're here, they can't shoot it or anything. They won't even be able to see it. So throw it behind cover as you need to and it'll be fine. Now, there's actually not much to say about this gun, except just pull down a little bit. It's not much really to say about it, but I only brought this up because I guarantee that if you're a little bit of a low rank, or maybe silver or gold or bronze, anything, you think I'm actually missing a lot of my shots, then turn your settings down. Turn it down by a little bit. If you still feel like it's bad, turn it down a little bit. If you still feel like you're missing, I guarantee you it will help and you will hit more shots. 100%. Another thing I see a lot is supports that just stand still because they think I'm behind cover. I don't need to move. I can just heal and heal and heal as I go. And then they get shot in the head. Don't stand still. Don't ever stand still. It's very straightforward. Just keep moving. Keep being on your toes. You mix in some crouching. Spam a little bit. A and D. Like this. And I'll guarantee you'll survive more. Now that we talk about surviving, never be up front. Let's say the tank is up here, never be up front. And heals just like this. And you don't need to be up front, right? Of course, you can still help out with shooting, and you should also help out shooting. Don't be a heal bot. Don't just stand and heal. Be behind. Help with the fights. Heal and shoot. That combo you sort of can do. It's a bit difficult. I don't even think I do it that much, but you can heal, shoot, heal, shoot. Right, but it's a bit difficult to keep changing like this, so you gotta take your time with it a little bit, right? So you can just heal a little bit, what I do, and then shoot as I need, right? But if it works for you, then this is probably a really good idea to do. But do as you feel is best and what helps you improve best. If I use all my bullets right now, and then also heal, you can see that it should reload both. I shoot this and both are full up. It's not really anything crazy, but if you need to, then it reloads both. Now you know that. Alright, let's now move on to his ultimate Amplification Matrix. This can be a bit tricky to use properly, and I see a lot of people, myself included, where I want my team to use it, myself and my whole team to use it and get some usage out of it. But a lot of the times, it will just make the enemy team retreat and stand behind a wall and wait it out, and then they go. And it makes sense, you want your whole team to use it, because of course it does 100% more damage through it and healing, so of course you all want to use it. But sometimes you don't even need to. Sometimes you could really just take a different angle at it. You don't need to use it with a team, of course. You want to, and I get that, of course. But you could just place it up here, heal down, right? It heals them up a lot, by the way, and you can also shoot. Does a lot of damage. This helps out more than you think, just taking your own position for a little bit. Maybe get a support with you up there somehow. And the whole team doesn't really need to use it. That's what I'm trying to say. The whole team doesn't need to use it. Now, if you do want the whole team to use it, then make sure you use it in a team fight. Where you know the enemy team, they can't escape, and the tank maybe will have to either go in or back fully out. Which a lot of the times, they won't get time to back out. They will die before that. It does a lot of damage. They won't do that. So just make sure that it's in the fight, everyone can use it, and you will actually win the team fight. I know it sounds simple, but if they're fighting in the middle, you place it down, boom, and you can actually just win team fight like that. It sounds very simple and sounds very stone on wood kind of method, but it works, trust me. I don't know what stone on wood means. It's just an analogy. Caveman. An easy way to win a team fight as well, it's if you have a soldier or an Ashe, let's say an Ashe as well, maybe. Soldier preferably, because that is the guaranteed, almost guaranteed team fight wipe. This is of course still for his Amplification Matrix, so you want to get your ult, and then go with the soldier somewhere, I don't know, it depends on the situation. You know the enemy's gonna push in here, then you would place down your ult, and soldier would ult through this, and then it goes crazy. I know, well, these things are very simple, but it's insane. Soldier does not need to use the ult on his own. And it's a guaranteed team fight. You almost get a 5k or 4k every time. Another way to use it is Amplification Matrix is actually just stand in the back. And this is if the team needs a lot of healing now. They need it now. Ryan maybe just shattered. You don't have your E, don't have your shift. Then just place it down. Heal through it. It almost heals them really fully up. I'm not even sure. But it heals them a lot. Trust me. Look. Just half. Boom, fully up. So it's very good. You don't always need to do this for damage to get kills. Sometimes you just need to... They just need to sustain the damage and you heal them up. You don't need kills with it. Sometimes it's just fine for the team to stay up so they can continue the fight instead of going back to spawn. Don't save your ultimate too much either, I would say. If you need to use it, use it. You'll be like, I can probably just heal them up. And then they die and you could have used it and you could have saved them. But again, you don't need a soldier. You don't need a teammate up there helping you if you don't have it. You could sometimes also just, if you trust yourself enough for it, you don't think, I'm not going to waste this now, I can actually use it here. Then you could just place it down. Let's say you take an off angle a little bit. You're near team. You're not too far away. Don't be too far away now. You're a healer. Don't be stupid. Let's be honest here. Team's down here and the enemy is pushing at this angle. You cut. Again, place it down and just deal damage. This does a lot of damage. Crazy amount. And you can get some picks like this. It's a bit more risky. Take a proper angle. Don't go in the back line, of course. Sit at a proper spot where you know you won't die. I can't, of course, say where you gotta sit because it's very map dependent. If you trust yourself enough and you think, I can actually do this, then do it. Maybe you think the DPS aren't doing enough. You need some more picks, then you can do that. That's completely okay to do as well, I think. You can kind of decide, okay, do I need to use this for healing? Do I need to use it now for DPS? Or you can do both as well. It does so much damage, you can, I believe you can even one-tap. Let's look at this Ana. It does one-tap, right? Depending on the distance, that's of course for all of damage. So the one thing I just wouldn't do, or try not to do, which happens, sometimes it does happen when the team leaves or the TP out or anything, is if you place it in the middle and they don't want to, the enemy team doesn't push now, and then you kind of wasted it. And it does happen. It does happen sometimes. I know a lot of people probably say, don't shoot Orisa, but you are such a good tank killer because of how easy it is to hit the head that I kind of almost get caught in just shooting the tank. It's the easiest thing to do, and I know it sounds stupid. You shouldn't always do this, of course, but it's so easy to hit the head. Look how much damage you do. This is you alone. So it's a really good support overall for also dealing damage to tanks. Of course, if there's someone closer, like a DPS rushing through, shoot them, right? Of course, it makes sense. But I'm just saying, it's a good, if you all focus the tank a little bit, it's not that hard to take them down. Of course, it's a Rissa, it doesn't work for every tank, but it's not an awful idea. I think some people will say don't do it. I don't think it's that bad, considering how easy it is to do and how much damage you can do, and you can sort of farm your ultimate on him as well a little bit. It sounds stupid, but I wouldn't completely rule it out. Yeah, just to finish it off, Baptiste is someone that can honestly heal up the entire team almost by himself if the abilities are used properly. And he's very strong with Ana, Kiriko even, or Life Weaver, I think. Doesn't need to be like that every match, but very strong. And if you had that combo, you'll keep them up a lot, and you will help the team more than you can probably imagine. The strongest combos there is with the DPS up is probably Bastion or Soldier. So much damage, and that's because of the Amplification Matrix and the damage you can output with Bastion and the Soldier throwing Matrix is insane. Very strong. I would recommend trying it with a duo if you're doing it with someone, or maybe getting a random to do it. Good luck with that. I don't think there's much more to say for Bap. It's a very simple and very straightforward guide. It's not really a lot of tips per se, just more how to play him properly, how to get more value out of him. I think that was it. I don't think there's much more to be said. And this is sort of everything I try and tend to do when I play Baptiste. And it is insane, it's very strong, it's simple and straightforward things. It's not anything techy, not anything like Doomfist tech. It's just stuff you kind of have to remember and do. And I'll guarantee you will rank up. There's more things to do and to be said, but this is just a beginner's guide. Maybe a little, not that hardcore. I think if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing. It helps me out a lot, like I said in the beginning. If you want to see more, let me know. Who should I do next? Maybe Siggo Ryan, I don't know. And I'll see you in a different video.